brown I am. Benefits of not having a proper job. Right, as you can see behind me are my new framed marathon shirts. Let's have a little look. So starting from the top, we've got London, Stratford, Paris, Edinburgh, Loch Ness, Florence at the end. Check that out, eh? Living in the past. Right. So, yesterday was quite a monumentous day, actually, for one of the ladies at Bootcamp, because she celebrated her 5th year anniversary of working with us at Bootcamp, which is a long time to stick to an exercise program. People tend to get this belief that everybody sticks to things, and they don't. In my experience, people don't stick to fitness programs. They don't. So 5 years is a very, very long time. And one of the key things that was pointed out was actually she's used it for de-stressing, because what we tend to do is we get so caught up with the I want this result quickly and I want that result quickly. We actually forget that not many people nowadays actually give themselves opportunities to de-stress and give themselves some me time, as I call it, because they're so stressed up to their eyeballs with all the stuff they've got going on with life. And when you get caught in that cycle, it's very, very difficult to break it without actually doing something about it, because no one's going to come along, despite what Jeremy Corbyn says, bless him, no one's going to come along and give you anything. You've got to go and do it yourself. So when it comes to things like de-stressing, and when it comes to things like setting aside time to make you important, you need to do that for yourself, which is easier said than done, I know, but this is the key thing, and this is the mindset shift you perhaps need to have when it comes to looking after yourself. Because people go into this thinking, oh, I need to get fit, I need to lose weight, I need to do all this crazy stuff, instead of just going, well, actually, how do I make myself important? What do I need to do? Is that 10 minutes a day? Is that 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day? What do I need to do to make myself important? And that's really what Kate, who's the lady who did a 5 years of boot camp this month, was one of the key things for her, really. It was an opportunity for her to get out of the house, have a bit of her time, have a bit of exercise, de-stress a little bit, which is going to help you cope with the rigours of life more, rather than it be well, I'm going to a fitness class because I want to lose weight, and if I don't lose weight, I'm not going again. Well, that's a bit silly, because people miss the point on it, and the point is, where do you make time for yourself? How do you de-stress? Yeah? You've got to forget the weight loss, and you've got to forget the silly fitness goals for a bit, unless you've got goals. And you've got to think about you, and is your body and your health currently serving you well? And if it's not serving you well, then you perhaps need to do something about that. You don't have to, free country, but you perhaps want to do something about that. But the premise, the key thing, the mindset is more about this me time. And it's more about this, how do I make some time for myself so I class myself as important? And I talk about this a lot in some of my private coaching groups that I work with and some of the clients that I work with. First job is to get some me time. Yeah? Because you will just get so stressed out with work, family, life, all these other things, that you won't ever have any time for yourself, time to rest, to think, to just, go for a walk, to clear your head. And that's the way you really want to start looking at exercise and activity, really. As more of a de-stressing tool, rather than I must get this result, otherwise I'm not going to do it anymore. It's very much like going to a slimming club and not losing any weight and stopping going. Well, you're more likely to get a result if you keep going than if you stop going, unless you just blatantly just ignoring all the information. But if you keep doing something, eventually something moves. But if you keep wanting a specific output from everything instead of actually just keeping going at stuff, that's why you're going to fail. And that's the difference with exercise. A 10-minute walk a day, if you're currently doing nothing, will work wonders. You've got to forget the calories. You've got to forget the trying to, run marathons and run and lose weight and all this nonsense. Forget all of that. Just set aside the time to do something for yourself, whether it's a 10-minute walk, start there and build up from there. If you're a member of a gym, don't worry about smashing yourself to pieces. Don't worry about breaking any records. Go and sit on the stationary bike for 20 minutes in the gym. Yeah? Do something for you that you don't have to do that breaks the cycle of your everyday routine. And then you're going to get yourself a bit of you time. Yeah? And that's all this is at the start. Then eventually, as you move through things and you start to improve and get better, things will change. And that's the difference. So that's why it was really important, because one of the things that Kate said to me when I gave her a little trophy for doing 5 years of boot camp is she says, thank you for keeping me sane. Because it's helped her with the stress levels. You know, no one needs to be in the Olympics. No one needs to run marathons. No one needs to do all this crazy stuff. Most of us just need something to counterbalance the stresses of life, and activity and fitness, and just doing something is the best way to do that. And that's the way you've really got to look at it, rather than, you know, a specific, well, if I don't lose weight, I'm not going to do it anymore, which is ridiculous, to be honest. It's a bit silly. But I get it, because it's the way it's sold and positioned. So yeah, that's the message for today, really. You know, keep yourself sane. Do something for you. Have a look at your diary. Really say, can I give myself 10 minutes to do some squats, to go for a walk, to get some fresh air? Can I just give myself 10 minutes each day for me to break the cycle so I can de-stress a little bit? And if you need any help with any of that, just give me a shout and let me know. Have a good day.